is that all about? It's not wonderful. Welcome everyone to Watson Stadium as we are into action with soccer. The waning minutes of this game added extra minutes to it. I am Ron Gunter, and we're here to cover the Hobbs Eagles versus the Clovis Wildcats. Get you information here in a second about what's going on. In fact, let's do it now. The 16-ranked Clovis Wildcats coming in with a record of 13-4, one winning streak, and 2-2 in the district, facing your Hobbs Eagles, ranked at number 9 with 11-6-1 record, one loss coming from their last game, of course, and that would be in Roswell. And Hobbs lost 2-1. In fact, actually, Hobbs has not been able to beat Roswell this season. Had a tied game earlier, and that one, as I mentioned. Clovis threatening, but not able to score. With extra time left. And a kick away, but that will go out of bounds, sail out of bounds, and into the probably Clovis crowd, even though both sides are sitting over there. Nobody on this side. The fun things you find out when you're doing the game. And that is the game. And Hobbs is victorious on this one, 2-0, I believe. 2-1. Actually, it's 2-1. It's a nice day out as the clouds are in. Not threatening rain or anything, just nice weather. Oh, wait. Maybe that's it. Maybe not. I don't know. This game was set for noon, and then it was rescheduled to 3 o'clock, so that That is why we're here now. There was a freshman game earlier today. I don't know who won, but that played at 10 o'clock on this field. Nothing to report right now, but cloudy skies. Once again, Hobbs was victorious on that one, 2-1 over Clovis. We get to talk about the game a little more. We got about 11 minutes for the next game. And this Hobbs team has ruled over Clovis, the Wildcats, since 2011. 18-game winning streak is what they have, going back to 2015. 21-6 is the record for since 2011 between these two squads. So Hobbs has definitely had the upper hand in the contest between the two here lately, especially. Like I said, 18-game winning streak. Can't beat that. District is on the line right now still, as Roswell is first. Hobbs is back in second. Clovis third, and Carlsbad 0-4 in the district is last. That Carlsbad has only scored 2 points during the district games. Hobbs has the most with 14, but that's only because they scored 10 against Carlsbad. And they have 5 against for the district. 37 is what they have for the season, which is not nearly what they did last year with 88 points for the season. Hey, they were also undefeated, so not scoring as much as they could or can. Maybe one of the reasons why they've got the record they do. Last time they played Clovis was in Clovis, and they went 0-0 until the overtime. Hobbs was able to finally score, so the final score was 1-0, with Hobbs being victorious once again. And the only team that Hobbs has lost to so far in the district is Roswell. Teams get warmed up. At least Clovis is, anyway. Both teams actually have taken it to Carlsbad so far, and hopefully, with luck, with some help. Don't normally like to get help from other teams, but if Clovis can win their next game against Roswell, that will help. Although, no, actually it won't, because Hobbs has already lost and tied, so they'd have to be one ahead. So the best they could do is tie Roswell, but they still would lose the district championship. But it would help as far as playoffs. So Carlsbad last game of the season is going to be happening on Tuesday. Both teams are going to be playing on Tuesday. Clovis is going to be playing Roswell. Oh, that would help. bet. Just realized what the problem was, so we fixed that. No more messages. Now I know about that too. Welcome to Hobbs Soccer action, and this looks like it is the JV. I believe that the varsity played earlier. They flipped the games, so instead of 3 o'clock, it was a 1 o'clock start, and Hobbs had won that game 2-1 was the final score. So this is JV, and you're gonna have to bear with me because I don't have any of the. They don't have rosters. They don't print rosters on these. I'm going to check that to make sure, but we will go ahead and cover it like it's a normal game. And we are started underway. Yep, 40 minutes in, already just under a minute and already out of bounds and a substitution coming in, looks like. On this wonderful, wonderful day. If you are spending time with me, I appreciate that. If you're doing it later on, that is great too. Try to see what we can do about getting close to the action without getting too close. That one looks like it was, no, it was kicked. And that one goes out of bounds. Hobbs' ball will be thrown in. Clovis taking the advantage right now, but not able to chase down the ball. That's one of those things that I remember doing, was having to chase the ball down. Just unable to get to it before it goes out of bounds. So far, still 0-0 very early in this game. Going to get a kick from the goalie for Hobbs. Got a bit of a wind here, as you know. This time around, though, a goalie free, and that will be an easy score for Clovis, as the goalie tried to get the ball, but was unable to. And now we're looking at a 1-0 score, Clovis on top. So after a couple of minutes, 4 minutes to be exact, Clovis on the board with 1 point. Got a fly around here. Expecting to hear from an announcer on this game, but like I said, varsity played first. Everybody was clueless about it, as far as nobody who told us or the announcer. Nope. So we will go, I will just follow the action as best as possible. Kick back to the goalie, to the Hobbs goalie. Kicks it out. Gets it back to the Hobbs side. Crossover. Oh, no, got intercepted. I think it's some changing in the positions for Hobbs. Ooh, that was close. Almost dribbled away from the goalie, but he was able to obtain it. So the first shot attempt for Hobbs is blocked by the goalie. is going to go out of bounds. Looks like it's going to be Clovis ball. No. Hobbs will inbound it. But Clovis kicks it out once again. So Hobbs will retain a little bit further away from the goal. All right, welcome back to action as we continue to play. Looks like it's going to be another kick from the goalie of Clovis. Another attempt from Hobbs, unable to get it through. Once again, JV game right now. Varsity played just earlier, and it was flipped. It was supposed to be, this is supposed to be the varsity game, and junior varsity was supposed to play at 1 o'clock, but it was flipped for whatever reason. Varsity did win against the Clovis Wildcats, and that did extend their winning streak, I believe, to 19, if I remember correctly. I'm going to have to double check and make sure. Indeed it did. 19 is the streak right now for Hobbs. This one, junior varsity, Clovis versus Hobbs. Clovis up 1-0 so far. And I have a roster for Hobbs. It's just hard to see it simply because of the action on field. You've got to keep up with it with the camera. back and forth action going on for Hobbs and Clovis. Soccer fans hoping that the action is going to be on this end more often than the other end. Hobbs needs to get back into this game, or wants to get back into this game. I believe the record for the JV team is 7-1-3, so they've tied 3 times, lost only 1 game, which is impressive. That is going to be a penalty against Hobbs, so Clovis will get the ball back after a penalty kick of their own. And a substitution. It looks like that was defended by Ian Garcia. Quick legs and trip possibly, but definitely both of them going for the ball. So that'll be out of bounds. Looks like that'll be Clovis. Close enough. Let's see. Looks like in the on the play was Kevin Rodriguez. Out of bounds once again. Kevin Rodriguez was the last one, looks like, to touch the ball, so it'll go to Clovis this time. And out of bounds once again. Players have to go running after that ball. Brian Hodge, 8th grader, had the ball earlier, and of course by the time I found his name and everything, he had already kicked the ball to someone else. And looked like it hit the upper part of the goal. That was a kick. Let's see. Wasn't certain about the number, but now I know. It was Iron Lopez, I believe. Either way, tried to kick the ball for a goal, and the goal itself got in the way. Nobody on this side of the field, everybody on the other side watching the game, as I am in a unique perspective. We have 25 minutes to go in the first. Clovis able to move the ball this time around, getting closer and closer to the goal. Kicks and goes high and to the right. So goal opportunity missed. Wind not too much of a factor today for the soccer game. It does keep the temperatures cool. Actively trying to get the ball back. Wasn't able to, though. Clovis with the ball now as they're heading upfield. But that will go out of bounds despite their best efforts. Hobbs in black and pink. Looks like white and purple for the Wildcats. As that is thrown in and kicked out immediately by a Wildcat. We have to reset again. Looks like Santiago Ma is going to be throwing it in again for the Hobbs Eagles. He is a freshman. As the sun is coming out just a little bit under the clouds. Give us a nice little sun break. Maybe warm up the field. Clovis back to offense, but not for long, as it is corralled back by Hobbs. Kicked out of bounds. Hobbs did that, so it'll be back to Clovis ball. Oh, a lot of players. I didn't realize there were so many players out there, but they're very good, very talented, both sides. As Clovis has the ball now, getting to the 20 and kicked out of bounds for Hobbs. Looked like that was, where's the Santiago, number 3. Don't get too many flies during the nighttime, so not used to that. That was a header that took the other direction for Hobbs, but Clovis retains possession of it. But continues to move the other way, and now it's going to be 2-on-2. As it is passed backwards. And a possible goal attempt, but instead runs into the goalie, and that could be an injury. And he is definitely, at the very least, his wind got knocked out of him. Wasn't expecting the goalie to be there. That unfortunately is Kevin Rodriguez on the ground, freshman for Hobbs. See if he can get up on his own or if they need somebody to help him up. He does get up on his own. Maybe he just got the wind knocked out of him. He is back on his feet walking again, so no worries. Goes back to Clovis, though, after that attempt. And now will be a goalie kick. Ooh, got it a little ways. Got it back to his teammates. Or Hobbs is able to steal it. And goalie smothers it. That was a risky move, though. Could have, if he would have missed it, would have been just like the goal before, where the Hobbs goalie missed it, and it was a free kick basically for Clovis to get it in without a goalie at the goal. It is now 19 minutes to go in the first period. And as you can tell, Clovis is up 1-0. Action continues on as this time around it's going to be Hobbs going to be inbounding it. Nice kick. Does get headed out of bounds by Clovis. So Hobbs will retain the possession. Rare opportunity to be able to cover the JV game. Usually we're watching the varsity, and once again varsity did win their game 2-1 over Clovis. It's official when you know Max Preps has it. That sideline can be very deceptive. Get some things done over there. So that's on the other side of the field, closer to the fans though. That one is corralled by the goalie once again, I believe. Let me see if I can find out who that is. Could be Ivan. Not quite sure if I can see a number on that gray uniform. And back to the other goalie for Hobbs. This one goes well out and towards the stands. Oh, those don't have anything. Wonder why. I'll just capture it on the camera. Watch the action, see if I can find a few players that I can recognize. That's hustle from the Hobbs player. And it is taken straight to the goalie, but that was Lopez. Erwin Lopez. That goes out of bounds. Towards me. As this time around, it is going to be number 6. No, number 6. Always something. So Can't give a shout out to number 6 on that one. At least by the name, anyway. And looks like a substitution is coming in. Maybe. 20 wants to come in for Clovis. Let's see who he is. Macias. Macias is coming into the game. Looks like going out. Is going to be Jonah Lewis, forward. So stop in action for a moment. And Hobbs inbounds it back in again. Checking to make sure everything is okay. Clovis inbound at that time. Goes straight over to the Hobbs goalie, who does get it and kicks it back into play. Clovis takes advantage back again, and this time a nice shot, but goalie is able to block it and get in front of it and throw it back in. Looks like that went off. I'm going to say that's M-A-A. Not sure though, I hadn't seen that name before. Minutes to go. Possible some extra time, but Clovis still in the lead, 1-0. As Hobbs has had its fair share of chances to score. In fact, actually, I think they've had more shots on goal just a little bit than Clovis has. But again, goalie went for the ball, missed it, and Clovis was had a free shot. Took advantage. Man, oh man. And once again, out of bounds. Still found a way. Hobbs on the attack again, going to the 20. Before they're stopped by 2 players. No, he still has it, but ends up passing it to a Clovis Wildcat before it goes out of bounds. And this wind, not much, but still enough to bother. Out of bounds that time around. Actually, it went off of the Clovis player, so that was fortunate. Does that look like it was once again Ma? Oh, both of them going up, both of them going down. I'll say they both may be okay though, as continue to play. Or they do stop it. as the players are both still on the ground, or were on the ground, and now they are up. Could be a score here. No, instead it goes wide to the left. Still has an opportunity to get it back into play. And Hobbs does. Trying to set up a shot opportunity here. With just 8.5 to go, roughly. And that was blocked by a number 3, looked like. So nobody on the roster with number 3 for Clovis. But here we go again. Another shot opportunity for Hobbs. As all players are getting set. And it's going to be Ma. Oh, actually, that hit the top of the goal post. So that'll be considered out of bounds. And back to Clovis possession. Just set that aside for a moment. Get back to the game. Goldie went way out to get that ball. Luckily, it did go out of bounds, so it will not be a problem for Hobbs this time around. Out of bounds once again, this time Hobbs. Looks like that is Aaron Neverez, who did that. Once again, though, wrong end of the field for Hobbs, as Clovis is trying to capitalize on this possession. Goes out of bounds once again. This time it will go back to Hobbs, who inbounds it. And it will go to a quick player who it may have gone out of bounds on the Clovis side. Austin Almanzo, the junior, is kicking the ball before it went out of bounds. And a substitution for Clovis as out goes Ben White. In comes looks like Brian Terrazas. And as I look at that up, more action is happening this time around. A kick from the goalie once again for Hobbs. Going to kick it back into play. Got one possible injured Clovis Wildcat on the field as the play continues, and this one is going to go out of bounds. believe it was Clovis who touched it last, and of course the other person has to run and get the ball. So as everybody resets, looks like it's going to be a corner kick. And the wind is just blowing enough to say hello to my little paper friends. Josh Ashton of Clovis is going to be kicking this one in. And goes over the heads of everybody on Clovis. And will go out of bounds on the other side. Hobbs will retain possession, get the ball back, and of course they'll be able to get it away from their goal. That is the goal. Substitute coming in. Let's see who that is. Looks like Miguel Camacho, 8th grader, is coming in. And coming out, it's going to be Eric, sophomore, Iturino. I believe that's how you say his name. Clovis maintains, gets back the ball. It does go out of bounds once again. That was Jonah Lewis for Clovis, who knocked it out of bounds. Hobbs was on an attack for a moment before it was stopped. He is still running after the ball. That would be, looks like, person on the roster that isn't on the roster. Number 3. I think that's not a problem anymore, but on the clock, 2 minutes, just a little over 2 minutes to go. You either got it too far away or too close this time around. Too close. Hobbs, though, still has possession as they inbound it. Right to the goalie once again. Not a shot attempt, but goalie does stop it from play. It's back out to the field. You ever have a kind of a frog in your throat you can't get rid of? I don't think the wind is helping at all. Club is inbounding once again, and it is headed back out of bounds thanks to the player, or a Hobbs player. Let's see. That was 20 that got the ball for Hobbs. I was trying to find out who that was earlier, and now I get to do that again. Sebastian Fernandez, the freshman. For those that are tuning in right now, expecting a varsity game, this is the junior varsity. Varsity did win their game 2-1 against Clovis, increasing their winning streak to 19 games against Clovis and also helping their district. So now the record for Hobbs is 3-1-1 for district. They did lose. Actually, they weren't able to beat Roswell. Tied in the first game in overtime, double overtime, and the second game lost by 1 point or one goal. So we are in extra time right now. Clovis with the ball, going to kick it. Looks like that is just as I get it over, it goes back into play. Could not maintain that one. Good Hobbs. So it'll go back over. It looks like it'll be close to the goal. And as the goalie for Hobbs does get that one, retain it, and get it back into play. Almost a trip right there. Able to get back on his feet again, though, was Hobbs player. That was, let's see, Miguel Camacho. And that is the end of regulation for the period number 1. Wildcats are up, though, 1-0. As we will get a break before we get to the second period. That's right. I already said his name earlier. All right, going to be pausing just for a moment. We've got actually nothing on the clock. Back in just a moment to get these lineups in order. According to Max Preps, the Clovis Wildcats, the JV team, comes into this game with a 10-1-2 record, 6-0-1 for the district. So they're doing very well, and they are leading right now 1-0 as we were in the end of the first period. We'll be going to the second period here pretty soon, looks like, as the players are getting back out on the field. Set up for the varsity game, but again, the varsity game already has played. 2-1 is the final score for that, and that would be Hobbs winning their 19th in a row against Clovis. So very nice, as Hobbs continues to dominate over the Clovis Wildcats as far as soccer, although they did so last night as well. It was a mercy ruling, although it was almost the end of the game. But regardless, Hobbs was able to get that victory, 62-8, I believe, if I remember correctly. I know it was a 55-point victory for Hobbs. They had a chance to end it, but missed with a PAT that did not, or got blocked actually. So unable to get that score was Hobbs. Or it would have ended a little bit sooner. Thought that maybe that Clovis might come back and get another score, but unable to do so. This looks like they're warming up. Is Clovis on the field right now. Isn't it? So we're taking down to the final 16 seconds. I'm not sure if they're going to get a warm-up or not, but I know Clovis, like I said, is on the field already. So it'll be interesting to see if there is any extra time put on the clock for warm-ups or if they're just going to continue on. There's the buzzer, so they're going to warm up a little bit. Hoping for a little more time, but that's the way the ball bounces. As we are set for action once again, at least we have some cloud coverage. As Hobbs is about to get things underway for the second period. On the clock is 40 minutes, so Hobbs has 40-plus minutes to be able to get at least back in this game. They have a 1-0 disadvantage. They need to get back into it, get a score. Maybe they can do so right now. Clovis was able to do so within the first 2 minutes of the game. And that one almost went out of bounds. No, it did go out of bounds. Clovis player, though, playing like it did not go out of bounds, which is smart. You play till somebody says, till they blow the whistle. That's what I've always been taught anyway. And again, that one goes out of bounds on the other side, this side. And that was inbounded. Ian Garcia before that. Two players running after the ball. Got it. And now they're going to kick it over to Ow, that was a headshot, but it was in the face. That had to hurt a little bit. I know it stung me a couple of times. And they had switched sides, so Hobbs going now from south to north. And so that means Clovis going north to south. Somebody one and done's just kicking the ball around, trying to get something going for the offense. As that one is going to roll out of bounds. Looks like that was Jose Trujillo, which is, he's a freshman. I was going to say French, but no, he's a freshman. So, no me oui, just a soccer player. Already quickly 2 minutes in and no score yet. Hobbs trying to play more defense to this one. Oh, that one was a nice kick, but unfortunately got the player. Is able to shake it off, though. And that player happened to be Ivan Malvez for Clovis. As it is back and forth between the two teams as usual. Just when you think you got somebody who is established with the ball. And that one looks like it went out of bounds. This time around, it is going to be on Hobbs. And that was Aaron Navarez. So, yes. So, Aaron kicked it out, unfortunately. But Hobbs does retain after Clovis inbounds it. And that was Tavares. Going across the field now and over to the other side, out of bounds. Couldn't see who got the ball last, but it looks like it's going to be possession Clovis. That was a header from an inbound from Marino, Alan Marino for Clovis. And back over to Hobbs, but Hobbs trying to chase it down, unable to. Let's see who gets the out on that one. May have been Hobbs that gets the ball back. No, Clovis is running after the ball, so maybe Clovis gets the ball out by Hobbs. As we continue to run down the clock, 35 minutes, 35 and a half minutes to be exact, plus whatever is left over from all the extra that is happening. Oops. Seven 1 to 3 is what the JV show on Max Preps. 1 and 1 in district. I know that's not right because I know they played more than 1 or 2 games. But Max Preps isn't always up to date on this their records. So that's also because it's done by coaches and fans. It's a nice day out today. We're outside, not about. Of course, you're not watching this unless you're watching it on your phone, which is great. It goes all the way across and looks like it got kicked out. He was trying to save it, but instead it went out of bounds by numero 3. I think that's 3. Get to see the backside is a lot better. Goes out of bounds once again. Most of these are going to be going out of bounds. In fact, actually, that was Jonah Lewis who touched the last. In fact, he's there again, trying to disrupt play. John Lewis of Clovis with the ball. Kicked it away, though, trying to get it to his teammate. Unable to as Hobbs gets the ball back. But it goes out of bounds, and it will be Clovis ball once again. Coach Melvin Andrews was giving the team an earful during halftime, or I guess you can call it halftime, seeing as how it's in the half of the game. Hobbs going over to the enemy side, trying to get some score, but nobody there as it has gone kicked out of bounds, 3-on-3. So Santiago Ma for Hobbs, the freshman, was on that play. And again, Hobbs is still in the enemy territory, but the errant kick goes to the goalie, and it will be back to Clovis. At least a kick out there. 2-on-1. Hobbs unable to take advantage of those numbers. Quickly, though, for a break was Clovis. At least I thought they were going to go ahead and try to get a score in. Instead, kick it backwards, and it is retained by Alex Muñez, who is the captain. And that will end up being out of bounds for Clovis. Looks like that was Miguel Camacho who stopped that one. He is an 8th grader. Inbounded now by Sebastian Fernandez. And as I look down, and Brian Hodge is the one 8th grader who ends up kicking it out of bounds for Hobbs. And is inbounded for Clovis, but Hobbs gets the ball back. Now 3-on-1, but Hobbs able to get the ball, ends up getting it running to the goal. And a kick, a shot, and a block. But another one, another attempt, another block. That time, though, it went through. And that looks like it was a nice shot alone as the goalie was trying to get another shot in. And I believe that was 0, but I want to double check to make sure. As I lose everyone just gets back over. I believe that was actually, okay, so let's say 11 made it, which is Castanda. I'm sure I'm saying his name wrong. I do apologize. But we have a score on the board, and now it's an even game at 1-all. So tie game right now. Hobbs threatening again. That was Ma for Hobbs. And the defender, Alex Muñez, the captain. So about the 20-yard line, so about 30-yard kick roughly, if you want to look at it that way. As the wind is trying to blow the ball a little bit. Actually, they're going to move the ball back. Getting everybody set up. Looks like this time around, it is Luis Castellana as he is about to kick the ball, or would if the ball stopped rolling. Anybody in play and kicks it, but to the right and out of bounds, goes to the back. And that will be the end of the possession, at least that possession for Hobbs. .28.5 minutes to go in this game, plus the extra time that will be added on, like things like this. As Clovis is not going to be the goalkeeper this time. Going to just kick it out. And there's the whistle. Nobody going to defend that for Hobbs. That one is pounced on by Hobbs, though, so they did do a good job of that. Nice shot, but over and to the right of the goal and the goalie. Didn't see the number on that one, but a nice effort by Hobbs to try to get back in this game and get ahead. And this is 7th or 8th graders, sophomores, freshmen that make up this team. Someone takes it to near center field. Now goes back again. And Hobbs kicks again. This time around does score. Maybe. I don't see any exciting. I think that was off the foot of Kevin Rodriguez. No, apparently no score. Looked like it though from this angle, but again. Kicked out of bounds quickly. Clovis does, and let's see. Pretty bad when you have to wait for them to turn your back to see who it was. That was Josh Gutierrez for Clovis. And it will be Clovis ball. Out of bounds that time. Tried to get it back in, but wasn't able to. So Hobbs will get the possession back. Inbound it real quickly. That one goes to Contres. Another kick for goal and another block by the goalie. Set out to play once again. Hobbs doing well with moving the ball back and forth and getting it closer and closer to the goal. They did get one goal already this period. Out of bounds, though, is what the call is going to be for Hobbs. And that one went out on once again, that would be a drill. Let's see, looks like another kick for Clovis, and this time around it's going to be Noah Poland, who is a sophomore. Wait, no, he's an 8th grader. Of course, you know, this is a fast-moving game. It could be on one side of the field one moment, and 1 second later it could be on the other side. Wind is a bit of a factor, but not too much. It is blowing from the south. Inbounding is Hobbs. Looks like that is going to be Ma as he's bouncing the ball, getting ready for that whistle. Here it comes. And now he's going to find. Goes from 5 to 11 back. Clovis got it. So disrupted that play, trying to get a drive going, and that did not happen that time for Hobbs. It's close to the line, but didn't quite get it out. So able to save it, but Clovis retakes the lead, or takes the ball. And this time around, another bad play by the goalie. Left the goal unattended, but it was at least heads-up play for Hobbs. And Lewis Castinda. And now they're setting up. Clovis will be for a shot at goal. So who's going to take that shot? Looks like that's going to be Snodgrass, who is a sophomore. Getting up to line up for that kick. As the ball moves just slightly because of the wind. It's lined up again. Snodgrass kicks over the goal. So another wasted opportunity for Clovis this time. As here comes the sun between the clouds. It gives us a little sunshine on a cloudy day. And Hobbs trying to get back into it. They already have the game tied. Would like to see the lead. But so far it's gone back and forth. One score in the first for Clovis early on in the game, and so far this period, one for Hobbs. 22 minutes to go. As a couple players collide on each side. And this time will be inbounded once again by Adriel Contreras. Got a nice pass, but not quite as it's going out of bounds. He kicks it, but it's still going to go out of bounds just behind the goal. Tried to control that ball just a little too much, though. And once again, Clovis ready to set up for kicking it back into play. It's about midfield, almost midfield. Hobbs gets it quickly back before Clovis goes. And gets it. That was Nola Poland who was able to retain the ball back, but it does go out of bounds, and Hobbs does get it. Inbound. That time, though, out of bounds for Hobbs, so will be inbounded by Clovis. Looks like that's going to be Alan Moreno. Another Clovis inbound. Getting a little low there. There we go. Ouch. Chased out of bounds by the Hobbs player, and that looked like it was Sebastian Fernandez. As it is inbounded. And brought right back to him. That, of course, is Santiago. But it goes off his foot. It will be Clovis again to inbound. This time around, it is going to be Macias. Header there for Hobbs. Trying to establish some kind of rhythm is Hobbs as they've had the ball for a moment. Going to get close to the goal, but unfortunately just past the player known as Ian Garcia, the 8th grader. So it goes out of bounds before they had a chance to shoot on goal. And we have just a little bit over 18 minutes to play in this game. Once again, wind slowing things down just a little bit as the ball was blown back. Goldie, though, kicks the ball. Not very much. Gets back to Hobbs. Almost thought that ref was going to do something with the ball, but no. So I found out that soccer was basically the mother of rugby. Somebody was playing soccer and they just started playing kind of a rugby-like game. Before you know it, rugby was born. That was back in the 1800s. So I mean, soccer's been around for a little while. Hobbs retains and gets back in with that, but no, Clovis goes ahead and steals that pass, and it gets stolen back by Hobbs. Went through the legs of the ref and over to Fernandez, who kicks, and it is way off to the right. No chance of that going in. Not sure if the wind blew it off or not, or if it was just a bad kick. It was Contreras who did that one. So back. Oh, there's the ball. As the goalie once again kicks it to his player. This time around it was Muñez, captain. Before Hobbs is able to get back the ball, or get the ball back. But for the most part, it has been a lot of passing, as you know, in soccer. That's the way it goes. And this time around, Hobbs is able to intercept it. Looks like that was an elusive number once again. Ma in there trying to get the ball back, but had three Clovis players around him. Could not maintain it, and oh, and that's even worse when you kick the ball and it goes off your teammate and goes out of bounds. Just could not duck it. And that was Contreras who the ball went off of. So not only do they lose the ball, but also got hit by the ball. But luckily, it hit him in the arm, I believe. So nothing too serious for the young player. They did give it to Hobbs, as I thought it was going to be for Clovis, but ow. Again, youth, you know, you got to love youth, able to get up like that after a hit, after a trip. But no call. Both of them did get up. Some nice footwork there from the Clovis player. Contreras had it for a moment, tried to get it around the Clovis player, but unable to. As that was the captain, looks like, of Clovis, Muñez. And back again. This time around, a kick, but no, it is blocked for Aaron Navarez. And tried for that goal, but just was a little too far outside anyway. 3 substitutions come in. Looks like that is going to be Jonah Lewis. Also looked like it was Brian Terrazes for Clovis. Maybe I'm thinking about baseball right now. Cleveland's doing pretty well, although they did lose to the Yankees. So it's a 3-1 series. Back to 1-1 though for this one. As that one goes past, and looks like it was going to be Jonah Lewis, who just got into the game, fresh legs, trying to get it over across. Got it close to the Hobbs goal. And it will be, again, Clovis to inbound. So they have a chance to score again. So the last time they scored, it was on an open goal. Goaltender tried to get the ball, but missed it. And the goal was unattended. This time around, looks like it's going to be a side kick. Everybody directing traffic as far as trying to get them in the right spot. Looks like it's going to be possible. A header possible. Nope, too far out. It is saved. Play a stop though. Once again, thank you very much for tuning in. If you have just tuned in, this is not the JV. This is the JV game. This is not the varsity game. Varsity played earlier. They switched it without telling anybody. Final score on that one was 2-1. Hobbs beating Clovis. So the only team they were unable to beat so far is Roswell. And they have a record of 0-1-1. And that one dribbled in. It was a soft kick, but nevertheless, it dribbled in. Let's see if I can find that number. There was 2 players at that spot. So I believe that was Jonah Lewis, who, like I said, entered the game just moments ago. It was either that or it was Snodgrass. Either way, a score for Clovis makes it 2-1, just like the other game actually, except the other way around. Hobbs had the lead. Now Clovis has the lead of this game. Had to get all the rosters on both sides. Then that took a moment. Got my trusty sidekick helping me out along the way. Of course, it's a little delayed, but nevertheless, he is there. So I know I got one watcher. As that one goes out of bounds, kind of a trip in a way, but definitely out of bounds. Player though, Ma, is up and about, so no harm, no foul. Maybe a little grass stains, but that's about it. So once again, Hobbs is set up for another kick. This time around, it is going to be a couple of players for Clovis getting set to block it with their bodies. Castellano, and got to the goalie, but the goalie did block it. And before it goes out of bounds, it is obtained by Jonas. Clovis moving the ball down the field. On the sideline, there's that loose up number 3 again. Oh, and took a heavy spill. I think that is Ian Garcia. So once again, 2-1, Clovis in the lead. As that one is kicked hard and just to the left of the goal. So no threat of a score on that one. We have about 8 minutes remaining with time extra as the ball is about to be kicked back into play from the goalie of Clovis. Hobbs with an opportunity, but it is blocked by a Clovis player and just outside to the left. So no goal for Hobbs, but looked pretty close, although I do believe that's going to be a side kick. As let's see, where's it at? Where is the ball? There it is, over there. May be able to see who's going to kick the ball for Hobbs. That is Ma. He's setting it up. We have a couple of players on both sides, of course, trying to get to the ball. And it is blocked back, and it will be, once again, Clovis, I believe, unless, yeah, it will be Clovis who kicked it out. So this time just inbounded for Hobbs. 2-on-1, and Clovis almost got that possession. Yeah, but able to get it inbounded was Hobbs. Clovis slowing down the process of Hobbs trying to score and get back into this game, try to tie it up. There is just 6 minutes remaining plus the change. Every time Hobbs seems to try to get something going, two of the Clovis players are on top of it, slowing the process down. This time around, it goes out of bounds. Would have thought that would have been for Clovis, but instead, it's Clovis going to be inbounding. Nice spin move there by a Clovis player as he continues to move the ball down the field. Looks like that was Josh Aston. These moments of sun kind of put a little glare on the camera, so hopefully it's not too bad. Down to 5 minutes now. Just a nice breezy day as Hobbs is trying to get out of that corner or that area. Clovis, though, unwilling to do so. Here we go as we get a forward progress for Hobbs, moving across the field, but blocked by Clovis. Looks like, though, the penalty will be on Clovis, so Hobbs will get the ball back. And they will set up for a possible another kick or a goal opportunity. Don't forget, we have football action this Friday, next Friday, as Hobbs Eagles face Oregon Mountain Knights. That should be a good one, as that kick is up, and will go right to the goalie, who blocks it. It's like there was a chance for that one to go in, but instead, like I said, that one is somebody wants to be on the air. So, yeah. And we're going to go back to inbounding in the corner for Hobbs. And it was blocked. So that was Castana. I cannot get his name for some reason. I just can't wrap my head around it. But I know that time around it was Ma who inbounded that one. But it went to the other side, and now it is Clovis ball. That is Jonah Lewis who did that. Get short on time, though, for Hobbs. So we're down to 2:46 remaining. I'm not sure exactly how much extra time is going to be on the clock. You never know. You can't tell. Can't take too much advantage of that. There may be overtime, but only if Hobbs gets another score and ties this game. As that one goes out of bounds. Kicked the ball out, and that was Snodgrass. Possibly scored. I'm not sure if it was Snodgrass or if it was Lewis who scored that second shot for Clovis. Got a substitute coming in for Hobbs. Austin Almanza is coming in for Maciel, I believe. That is a sophomore. Coming was a junior. Almanza. See if they can change the fortunes for Hobbs and be able to get the score in. And looks like the ball has gone into the stands and on the other side. So having to get another ball. Yes, indeed. Inbounded quickly, and no chance for a score for Hobbs. As the other ball that had been lost has been returned to the field. So a lot of questions. Still 2 minutes to go. Actually, we are in extra time now. So Hobbs, very little chance to get the ball back. Although now they do have the ball, so they have a chance to get the score. They need a score real quick. But it goes out of bounds. Can't see who that went to, so it's going to go to Hobbs. Checking the clock, and this will add a little extra time. Inbounded, but shallow play right there on the corner as it was 2-on-1 for Hobbs, and we're able to get back, but took a little too much time off the clock. And that will go out of bounds, but it will be Hobbs ball once again to inbound. Again, not sure how much more time is left. That will be determined by the refs, and the ball is getting further away from the goal of Hobbs. Coming to this side, as Hobbs trying to get something offensively going, and here this may be it. I guess that does make a bit of a difference. Kick again for Clovis and the goalie. And that one is going to go out, but that is going to be Clovis ball. So time a factor here Not sure how much more we have time for. But again, JV game, the opposite of the varsity game that happened earlier. This was supposed to be the varsity game. And that is it. That is the end of time as Wildcats win this one 2-1. Junior varsity game. Hobbs won earlier. The Hobbs Eagles varsity won 2-1 over Clovis. 19-game winning streak still intact. And Clovis, once again, the Clovis JV with a score of 2-1. About to get the congratulatory line up. Handshakes. Handshakes, fist bumps, whatever they are. But there we go. Very sportsman. And that is it. Clovis gets the early score 1-0 in the first. No more scores in that period. Second period was Hobbs, who got a nice little score. It was really open and a nice shot too. And then later on, it is a kick, either by Snodgrass or it was by Lewis. A standing kick that scored the winning goal. Once again, remind you guys that we do have more action going on. Actually, there's a game Tuesday as the varsity play Carlsbad. That'll be the last game of the season. Also, there will be action this week, or actually next week now, as the Hobbs Eagles will be here at Watson Stadium facing the Oregon Mountain Knights. And the week afterwards, it will be a trip to Carlsbad to catch the Carlsbad Cavemen in the final game of the season. Hopefully, Hobbs will be able to get victories on both of those, be able to get a better chance of getting into the playoffs. I think they have a pretty good chance already, but they want to increase their odds and be able to get a higher standing or higher ranking, be able to get possibly a home game. That's still a possibility, not a probability. But once again, JV lose 2-1 to Clovis. Varsity do win their game 2-1. Extend that streak to 19, and I believe that is going to do it for us on this beautiful day. If you're not outside, get outside for a moment. It is really nice. It's going to be warm again next week, so you never know what's going to happen with the weather, just like you never know what's going to happen with these games. I am Ron Gunter. I appreciate you watching, and I don't think I have anything more to add, so have yourselves a great rest of your weekend. And once again, you can catch some action on Cool 95.7. Of course, you can also catch us on our Facebook page, Cool 95.7. Yes, you can also get it on HobbsAmerica.com and YouTube on the Hobbs Sports page. Easy to find, easy to watch, and you can always watch it anytime as well, day or night. Those games are already there. So for Evie at the station, thank you very much for backing me up. For Ty Friend, who is also helping me out instead of taking a nap, my name is Ron Gunter. Once again, thank you very much for watching, and you have yourself a great day.